Okay, let's talk now about theoretical probability. Okay, so first we did experimental probability. We did an experiment and figured out, based on our data collected, what is the probability that an event will occur. Now we're going to talk about theoretical probability. That's different. Theoretical probability is one where you are taking the number of favorable outcomes over the total number of possible outcomes. So you're just figuring out theoretically what the probability is. And we do this when each result is equally likely. So to calculate theoretical probability, it's very similar to experimental probability. We just say that instead of saying the number of times an event occurs, we're going to say that it is the number of favorable outcomes, meaning the number of whatever it is that you want to get. And we're going to divide that by the total number of possible outcomes. Which really sounds more complicated than it is. Once we get into it, it's not too tough. Okay, so let's look at this example here. All right, this table shows the result of a survey. Does 55% represent experimental or theoretical probability? Okay, so here, is this showing us theoretical or experimental? Well, it's showing us experimental because this is actual data that has been collected. So we would say that this is experimental probability, okay? Where you would have something that's theoretical would be something like this. Like, let's say that I have, just give me a second here to sketch it. And for sketching these in your notes, which you should of course be doing, you could just label the balls with different letters or something, like a G for green and O for orange. All right, so this is my box full of marbles, okay? So if you stick your hand into that box without looking, I want to know what is the probability that you will choose an orange marble. So experimental probability would be you reach into this bag 50 times and then you record how many times you pick an orange marble. But for theoretical probability, what you're going to be doing is, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be looking at how many times could we choose an orange marble. There are 3 orange marbles, so that is the number of favorable outcomes divided by the number of total possible outcomes. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there are 7 possible outcomes. So the probability you will choose an orange marble, the theoretical probability, is a 3 in 7 probability, which we can change into a decimal. Once again, it's a 0.429 probability, which we could also change to about 43% chance of picking an orange marble, okay? It's experimental probability if the problem is telling you they're doing an experiment and they want you to use their data, as in this one. It's theoretical probability if we're giving you a situation and saying what's the likelihood you would pick something. Okay. The last bit that we're going to talk about today is odds. And so you're going to watch the next video to talk about determining odds.